wasn't always like this. We weren't always known for engineering. We didn't have a medical school, let alone two. And there were no PhD programs, Fulbright scholars, or thriving college town. It's easy to take it all for granted because a lot of us have never known it any other way. But just a few years ago, this was a very different institution. A well-regarded local state college that served the public without fanfare, ready to stay the course. Until one gift, a $100 million transformational gift, changed everything and set Glassboro State on the path to become Rowan University. And since then, we started one of the top 25 undergraduate engineering programs in the nation, fostered entrepreneurial spirits in our business programs, cultivated ambition, excellence, and broader horizons throughout the curricula, and responded to the national need for 21st century healthcare with innovative health sciences and medical education. In our colleges, schools, centers, and institutes, we're conducting world-class research that's meeting society's needs and solving the problems of business and industry. We're the fourth fastest growing research institution in the nation, a top 100 national public research university dedicated to excellent undergraduate education. We're providing more scholarships, increasing access to college education, and reducing the financial burden of earning a valuable 4-year degree. We're nationally ranked and routinely earn national notice for students and faculty doing extraordinary things. We're driving the economy of the region and increasing what New Jersey can do to help its citizens be healthier, more productive, and secure. Transformation is not just the story of Rowan University, it's the promise offered to everyone who walks through our doors. Students find themselves and a foundation for their future. Researchers devote themselves to discovery and understanding. Innovators, scholars, entrepreneurs, everyone with curiosity and commitment to know more and do more, they all transform our world. So when it seems like Rowan University is continually forging new pathways, it's because it's true. We're creating new ways to learn, explore, and build. We're partnering with business and industry, educators and leaders to accomplish more together. We're encouraging people to imagine, equipping them to pursue and achieve. Being transformed is more than Rowan's story. It's the future we share with New Jersey and our region. Here's to decades more discovery, growth, and transformation at Rowan University.
Hello, and welcome to all of our prospective students and their families. I'm Dr. Stephanie Farrell, Interim Dean of the Henry M. Rowan College of Engineering, and I want to thank you for attending today's virtual open house. We have an exciting program planned for you today that will include a virtual tour of our facilities, a live presentation by our department heads, demonstrations by our students, and a live question and answer session. If you have questions, please type them in the comment section and we will answer them toward the end of the program. Rowan Engineering has student-centered, hands-on, project-based programs. Lab-based courses are integrated into most of our curriculum and our unique engineering clinic course sequence. Here, students have the opportunity to work collaboratively with faculty and industry professionals, along with their fellow students, to solve real-world problems. And you'll get to be part of groundbreaking discoveries. Working on these projects often leads to summer internships, presentations at national conferences, and even publishing opportunities. At Rowan, you'll be part of an undergraduate experience that has been recognized nationally. Our outstanding students and faculty have catapulted us to a U.S. News and World Report ranking of number 17 in the nation for undergraduate engineering education. And importantly, our program is one of the most affordable engineering degrees you will find. Both our retention rate and our graduation rate exceed national averages by over 20%, and we routinely place more than 90% of our graduates in jobs in industry or in graduate school. Finally, being a Rowan engineer is not just about being in the classroom or the lab. We have a variety of student clubs and professional organizations which offer students a chance to get involved, build a network, and develop professional skills. This is an exciting time to be at Rowan, one of the nation's fastest growing universities, and to join the ranks of thousands of successful Rowan engineering graduates who are solving the problems of the 21st century. Welcome to Rowan Engineering.
The Henry M. Rowan College of Engineering is one of 12 colleges and schools that make up Rowan University. Proudly, U.S. News & World Report has ranked our college 17th in the nation in our peer group and has recognized our university as one of the top 100 public universities in the nation. Our program is anchored by the unique and distinctive Engineering Clinic. This signature curriculum structures an 8-semester sequence that ensures our students are exposed to real-world, industry, government agency, and private foundation-sponsored engineering challenges. Our curriculum successfully prepares students for both engineering careers and advanced graduate study. Students work in interdisciplinary teams to meet project goals and deliverables, work directly with faculty, and network with leading industry professionals. In many instances, students are able to secure internships and full-time employment offers through working in engineering clinics. The Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering is a leader in developing solutions for a world that is rapidly changing. From structures to transportation systems, resiliency, and environmental protection, our department has extensive expertise. Companies and agencies such as AECOM, American Asphalt, the Army Corps of Engineers, Atlantic City Electric, Gannett Fleming, and the Department of Transportation have sponsored our program and recruited our graduates. Our nationally ranked electrical and computer engineering program is one of few throughout the nation that meet accreditation requirements for both electrical engineering and computer engineering, giving our students a competitive advantage in the workplace. Notable clinic projects from the department are sponsored by Lockheed Martin, NASA, the FAA, and the United States Navy. As we grew in size and enrollment, we doubled the number of our full-time faculty, ensuring that the small class sizes and low student-to-faculty ratio, which has long been a hallmark of our programs, remains intact. At Rowan, you will not simply be one of hundreds of faces in a lecture hall. You will have an opportunity to work directly with faculty in small class settings conducive to student success. Biomedical Engineering sits at the nexus of engineering and healthcare. Integrated with Rowan's 2 medical schools, our program is one of the fastest growing in the nation. Rowan students lead projects funded by NSF, NIH, and major biotechnology companies. Students have a strong record of placement in top graduate schools and careers with Merck, Stryker, Johnson & Johnson, Bristol Myers Squibb, Medtronic, and others. Our college has recently seen unprecedented levels of growth, including bringing online a full state-of-the-art academic building, Engineering Hall, a full-scale renovation of our original home, Rowan Hall, ensuring all of our academic departments and students are able to benefit from modern, dedicated teaching and research spaces. The college's chemical engineering department has extensive expertise and a learning environment that replicates industry standards. From our multi-story distillation tower to our cold spray labs, Rowan chemical engineers graduate with hands-on experience. Rowan students have been able to work on projects sponsored by ExxonMobil, General Mills, Johnson Matthey, and the EPA, among a range of other agencies and companies. The college supports 4 major research centers: advanced manufacturing and materials, virtual and augmented reality, sustainable facilities, and transportation. Many institutions often reserve research center collaboration opportunities for graduate students, but at Rowan, undergraduates are welcome contributors to our thriving $50 million research operation. Our Experiential Engineering Education Department is home to the innovative Engineering Entrepreneurship degree and common first and second year engineering courses. The department leads the college's educational research program, ensuring Rowan students have the opportunity to directly benefit from groundbreaking discoveries. Rowan's nationally ranked mechanical engineering program is one of the most academically competitive departments in the state of New Jersey. Our graduates have recently pioneered advances in the aviation industry and in automated vehicle systems, among a broad range of other sectors. Along with students in ECE, select students might also be able to join an exclusive 4-year co-op program with Lockheed Martin. The college is also one of the largest tenants of the South Jersey Tech Park of Rowan University, located just 1 mile from the Glassboro campus. This center houses several research centers and labs and offers opportunities for private sector businesses, small startup companies, and university faculty and students to collaborate and innovate. The diverse range of student-run extracurricular activities also affords students with opportunities to apply what they've learned in the classroom, form relationship with their peers and students from across the college and university, all while tackling exciting challenges and service opportunities. This is the Henry M. Rowan College of Engineering at Rowan University.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Cheryl Bodner, and I'm an associate professor in the Experiential Engineering Education Department, or ExEED. We welcome you today to our presentation on engineering entrepreneurship from the Henry M. Rowan College of Engineering. Engineering entrepreneurship has been established at Rowan now for about 5 years in existence. It's a great new innovative program that provides opportunities for our engineering graduates to blend business-related skills with engineering so that they can take on the challenges that are set to be faced by engineers entering the workforce today. Our vision was to develop students with the necessary knowledge, skills, and attitudes to be innovators within existing organizations or to be able to start their own companies. So there's a variety of different career paths that are available for our students. Our focus is to provide students with a core curriculum that's in both engineering and business-related subjects to enlist them in developing an entrepreneurial mindset. What is an entrepreneurial mindset, you might ask? An entrepreneurial mindset is a combination of knowledge, skills, and attitudes. So some of these are shown up here on this particular graphic. Our students have a passion. They're determined to find new things and find solutions for problems that exist right now. They are open to taking risks. So they're willing to do a risk analysis and determine what's the opportunity and how beneficial their product or their solution could be to the world, and then take that risk necessary in order to develop it further. They have instinct, so they can see opportunities within existing problems. They're willing to adapt, so when things don't necessarily go their way, they can pivot and they can find new direction. This is particularly important right now when we think about the pandemic and the situation we're facing. We need engineers that can be innovators and can pivot in order to be able to meet the demands of the next generation. We need new products, we need new solutions, we need new workforce constraints, and all of that can be developed as part of this entrepreneurial mindset. There's also a resiliency. So in this type of environment, you're able to develop the ability to persist through failure. This is often not something we talk about in terms of engineering, but it's important to be able to learn how to fail when you're in an academic environment so that when you move on to the professional workforce, you know how to adapt and quickly change your progress in order to be able to bring innovative solutions to market without issues and failures. Our engineering entrepreneurship curriculum breakdown is shown on this graphic here. We have flexible pathways. So right now we have 2 different tracks that our students can follow: electrical and computer engineering or mechanical engineering based on their interests in the core engineering curriculum. They have a choice of advanced engineering courses. So it is not a strict curriculum where all their coursework is set out for them. They actually have choice and they can specialize in areas that are of interest to them. For instance, we have some engineering entrepreneurship students that are really interested in the automotive field. So they're choosing a lot of their upper level electives in order to meet those needs and be prepared to be able to work for companies such as Ford or Subaru once they leave our program here. They also have a choice of entrepreneurship courses. So they can choose based on their interests. There's things like global entrepreneurship. There's also things like social entrepreneurship. So if you're anticipate that you would like to work on the global scale, you have that opportunity to do so by choosing courses that will provide you with that mindset and be able to push it further. Likewise, if you're interested in giving back to society or looking at projects or programs that will provide value for your community where you are, the social entrepreneurship courses can show you how to do that. As you can see in the pie chart that's shown here, our Bachelor of Science in Engineering Entrepreneurship is composed of 120 credits, and it's broken down based on our lower level engineering electives, upper level engineering electives, your general education courses that you need to take, as well as your entrepreneurship related courses. This slide here shows an example of our electrical and computer engineering track that you might enter into if that is your area of interest. I'm just going to go through it on a high level, but not a lot of details. You can look more about the curriculum if you decide to visit our website to find out more. So in your first year at Rowan, you get exposure to a variety of different coursework in math and sciences. You're taking your lower level calculus classes, you're taking computer science and programming, you're taking introductory mechanics, which is lower level physics. You're also taking college composition. Your exposure to engineering comes in our first year engineering clinics, which are multidisciplinary design experiences where the students have the opportunity to learn core skills, also how to succeed while they're at Rowan, and then work on design projects, which we'll hear a little bit more about from our students shortly. This is an example of what the mechanical engineering track looks like for our students. It's very similar during the first year to the electrical and computer engineering track, and it's designed in that way to be flexible for our students. We understand that when you come to Rowan, you might have an idea of what form of engineering or what type of engineering you want to pursue, but you might not have fully solidified that idea because you haven't had engineering experiences yet. You've had some exposure through engineering coursework perhaps in your high school, but it's very different in a college environment. And so we want to make this as flexible and easy as possible for our students to be able to pivot and change directions depending on their interests and what areas catch their attention once they're here on campus. You'll see as you move further up into the mechanical engineering track, this is where you have those options of those advanced engineering courses that we were talking about on the other slide, where you can specialize your degree program in order to fit your needs and interests. There are a lot of opportunities to get involved in innovation and entrepreneurship while you're here at Rowan. Rowan has a Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship that's operated and it exists across campus. So it's housed in the College of Business, but it's for students regardless of your major or college or program. They offer a variety of different events for students. There's upwards of 150 different events that they operate in any given semester, and those range from coffee with an entrepreneur, so you can meet local entrepreneurs in the business community. There are design challenges that you can participate in. They have a studio that is kind of like a maker type lab where you can go in and you can experience and try different things. Usually they have some great events, particularly around the holidays. They have like make your own ornament or make your own decoration, which is a lot of fun. They have movie-related events that they run there, and then they also house a lot of competitions. So each fall, we have an idea challenge where students will basically pitch an idea that they have to solve a problem that exists either on campus or in their local community, and then they compete for monetary prizes in order to move that idea forward. Likewise, in the spring semester, they take it one step further and they have a new venture challenge. And this is when that idea has basically gained speed and gotten to the point that it could exist as its own organization, and then students will pitch their business to a panel of judges and potentially earn funding in order to be able to move that business forward. We've had some really great success with engineering teams that have gone through that and gone on to start their own organizations. Some examples are the hover bike. So that group came out of mechanical engineering here in Rowan, and they developed a bike that now they've got an FAA approval to do some like tethered flight tests. So they're moving in a really positive direction with that. There's also Hawk Aeronautics that came out of it, which develops a drone in order to be able to help first responders identify the cause and the situation laying around a potential emergency. So they work on that as well. So there's really great projects that exist that you can get involved in while you're here at Rowan. We also are part of the Kern Entrepreneurial Engineering Network. This was a really exciting partnership that started in fall of 2016, and what's really great about it is that it provides opportunities not only for students in the classroom environment, but also for their own future professional development. So as part of KEEN, faculty have been given the opportunity to integrate entrepreneurial mindset into their coursework. So students are getting first hands-on examples of how you develop an entrepreneurial mindset with the different design projects that they're doing. In addition, students can participate in KEEN through getting involved in design competitions with partner institutions. So we've had a whole group of students that have actually gone up to University of Michigan and competed for prizes based on ideas that they had due to their partnership with the Kern Entrepreneurial Engineering Network. The last organization that I was going to talk about is the University Innovation Fellows. This is really unique to engineering entrepreneurship, I would say, and engineering as a whole. This program was developed in order to make innovators on university campuses across the United States. Some of the University Innovation Fellows have been capable of fundraising money to start new buildings on their campus, to be able to start new programs. They've also had the opportunity to go to meetups where they actually go to Google's campus or Microsoft and have the opportunity to work with innovators there. So it's a really great opportunity to get involved. We've had several cohorts here at Rowan, and we're planning on recruiting for a new cohort soon. So it's a really great opportunity to get involved with campus and be a change agent on your existing campus. One of the questions we always have, particularly because engineering entrepreneurship is a relatively new degree program, is what type of job opportunities exist for our graduates. So what's unique about engineering entrepreneurship is that because it combines engineering skill sets with business skill sets, you don't necessarily need to wait until you've done a few years in a business-related environment to take on a business position. You have those skill sets already, so you can start in those roles immediately after you graduate. So what we see is that some of our students will go into technical sales-based positions. They'll become business developers. They might be involved in quality engineering or looking at product development. So there's a variety of different paths. And I'm happy to say that our first graduating class, we were very successful in being able to get them all placed into different industry positions, which was exciting because it's a new program and we weren't entirely sure how industry was going to react to it, but industry has overwhelmingly supported the idea of this degree program and the path forward. Here is some contact information if you're interested in learning more about our program. So I'm an assistant program chair and I oversee the engineering entrepreneurship major right now, and I'm happy to answer any potential questions you have. I also advise half the students that are part of our engineering entrepreneurship degree program. Professor Bruce Astrike is another engineering entrepreneurship program advisor and is at your disposal if you have questions, as well as our ExEED department chair, Dr. Jess Everett, whose email is mentioned here. So I'm going to leave it at that point, but I will be happy to answer any questions that you might have about engineering entrepreneurship. I just want to leave you with the idea that it is a really great and innovative program. We really focus on bringing in a diverse array of students because we understand how beneficial it is to have a variety of different voices at the table. That's where you truly get innovation. And so we're excited to have you consider this program as a potential future path for you.
Hi, my name is Kenyon Burgess. I'm an engineering entrepreneurship major here at Rowan, and I'm in the mechanical engineering concentration. So I'm just going to go over a real quick overview of what I'm going to be talking about today. I'm going to tell you why I personally chose Rowan, why specifically I chose engineering entrepreneurship at Rowan, and I'm also going to get the chance to showcase a universal design project I worked on last year. It's here. So first and foremost, the big question, why Rowan? I chose Rowan because of the feeling I got when I came onto campus my first and second time. It only took me 2 times of being here to decide. When I came here, the environment was very welcoming, and especially on Engineering Accepted Students Day, I came and I got to meet with Dr. Bodner, who you just heard from, as well as a couple other engineering entrepreneurship students who were upperclassmen. And they explained to me, just as Dr. Bodner did just now for you guys, what all goes into the major, and it gave me a deeper understanding of what it means. And I fell in love with it. So that kind of moves on to why specifically I chose engineering entrepreneurship. I love the flexibility in the major. I came out of high school not knowing exactly what I wanted to do, but I found this, and it's an engineering program. It's out of the engineering department, unlike a lot of other schools that I've run into. But now I'm going to talk just a little bit about the classes I've taken. So last semester I got the chance to take Entrepreneurship and Innovation, which was my first business class in this program. In that, I got the chance to work on a team filled with business majors, and I was actually the only entrepreneurship major there. This was a really great chance for me to work on a multidisciplinary team, and the project that came out of that turned out really well, and we got high marks on it. And then I'm going to move on a little bit to the engineering clinic my freshman year, which is where I worked on a universal design project on a team of engineers. So a real quick overview of what the universal design project is. The universal design project was, we were tasked with designing a product for, in this case it was a toy car, that is universally designed, which means it follows the 7 principles of universal design. I'm not going to go super detailed into what those are. However, I'm going to tell you a couple of them as they relate to my project. So this is the toy car. As you can see, this is what my team designed. It rolls just as any toy car would, and you can also take it apart with magnets. It's 3D printed. So it's equitable use because it's easy to use. It also has a tolerance for error because you can put it on in the wrong spot, and thanks to the magnets, it'll snap in place. In addition to that, it's, sorry, just 1 second. It's, I forget what the third point was, honestly, right now. But it's cool because you can redesign it, remake it however you want. And that is what we came out of the Universal Design Project. Some other experiences I've had on campus since coming to Rowan was the engineering learning community. And in this community, we lived together on campus in the same residence hall. We all lived in Holly Point. And it was really cool my freshman year getting to live with a bunch of other engineering students, because as we went through classes and courses, like, we were all going through the same thing, and because we lived together like that, we got to make really good study groups, and it really helped with integration into Rowan, especially into engineering. Rowan also has a ton of clubs on campus, especially major-related clubs. In the engineering side, just some what I've had exposure to, there's ASME, which is the American Society of sorry, I'm mixing up, Mechanical Engineers, and then SAE, which is the Society of Automotive Engineers. Both of those are really great clubs to get experience in. And then on the business side of things, I'm part of the CEO Club, which is the entrepreneurial organization. So, and it's cool because in that club, I get exposure to the business side of things. And just last week, I went to one of the business events that Dr. Bodner mentioned out of the business department, and it was cool. They invited a marketing major, a graduated marketing major who started his own business, working with other companies and improving their marketing capability. He went through he talked to us about the process of how to market yourself, and that was really useful, especially because we're all trying to get internships and stuff like that right now. Later on, we'll get the chance for questions, but that's all I have for you for now.
Have you ever had an idea, a thought, a vision of something you wanted to create, but didn't know how to get off the starting point? Hi, I'm Alex Harrington. This is my story of how the Rowan ExEED program allowed me to proceed in my passion towards something I thought of in my head and made it a physical product. In the engineering program, which is extremely exclusive to Rowan University, you have to take clinics: freshman clinic, sophomore clinic, junior clinic, and senior clinic. In sophomore engineering clinic, you're combined with all the engineering majors, and for this exact program, we actually had the opportunity to have an entrepreneurship-based clinic where you come up with a product that solves a problem, and you make this product into a physical, this formation from idea into a physical product. I'm a senior engineering student at Rowan University, and I'm a civil engineer, so I actually had little experience with entrepreneurship and types of engineering that kind of exceeds past the structural side of it in buildings. So electrical and mechanical engineering was kind of foreign to me. What the ExEED program does in this clinic is actually allows you to combine your thoughts and your workspace with other engineering students, like mechanical engineers, like electrical engineers. And you get to expand these ideas into thoughts from the head onto paper into physical products. So I had an idea, we ran with it, we saw what our market base was. We learned about how we can find who we're actually trying to sell to, who this problem is actually designed to solve this problem for. And from here, we were able to base our core ideas with our mentors that are fantastic at Rowan University, with our professors who then could give us a kind of guiding and leadership that would allow us to proceed forward. We learned from here that our market base is set. We're going to have to now design a product that is affordable for this market base, and we have to code this to make our first prototype. And it's amazing how just the collaboration between engineering, between business, and the professors and mentors here at Rowan can really help you proceed in this fashion. So from here, it was amazing how I was able to make my idea into a physical product. We were able to apply for funding through the ExEED program, which is amazing. I've heard of very little schools offer this type of program where you can come up with an idea in a class, and then if you really are passionate about it, you can apply for funding to actually do further research into this and receive class credit for it. I was able to do this all through junior and senior year, and it's been an absolute blessing. So one thing that I want to say that Rowan University really tries to separate themselves with is the availability of the professors. I've never had a class taught by a TA more than a single class period in the year. And this allows for so much more learning of any kind of discipline in all of engineering. I'm sure the ExEED program has been fantastic towards all their students and trying to help them base their core curriculum where they want to go and where they kind of see themselves leaning towards. It's fantastic the way that we're able to, even through the pandemic, have all this technology that allows us to fully connect with our students, and the ExEED program's been absolutely insane with that. And again, if you guys are ever trying to figure out where you're trying to go, these are the professors that are going to be able to place you in disciplines that you're actually you're passionate about and you want to see further down the line in your career. Anything else that this school really has to do is you're working with brand new facilities, brand new technology. We've just, within the past 4 years of me being here, built an entire secondary engineering building that connects to the original one. We've expanded disciplines, countless students and majors for the engineering program, and I've been blown away. It's been a roller coaster of 4 years, but I can't see myself ever have going somewhere else. I've been placed in internships, I have a job offer, and I've been able to take all the classes that I've wanted to take that help me pursue what I'm passionate about. And there's very few places like Rowan University that you can find for your engineering fields that will offer you the kind of attentiveness and careful selection that Rowan does. I've never had a disappointment in any of my classes, and my professors have been nothing but helpful. Thank you, and if there's any other questions, I'll be around for later.
Hi. Thank you both, Alex and Kenyon, for all your insight on your student experience. I think it's important to talk about the facilities we have here at Rowan. So as Alex started talking about, we've been very beneficial in that we have a brand new engineering building that was put into place and started to be occupied in January 2016. So we're within some of the facilities right now. So actually here where we're presenting from is one of our first year and sophomore engineering clinic rooms. And what's exciting about this space, what's different about this space, is that it's designed for active learning. So a lot of institutions that you'll go to, students will be in significantly large classes. Depending on the institution, you could be looking at an average of 50 to sometimes up to 100 students in an engineering class. At Rowan, we really pride ourselves on getting a small faculty to student ratio. So most of your engineering classes will not have anywhere above 24 students. In fact, the classrooms are designed so that they're fit to 24 student capacity, which allows us to have better interpersonal relationships with our students. The other beneficial aspect of an active learning classroom is although the tables are fixed, the chairs are all movable. So we're constantly having students work in different teams, come together, resort, reorganize as part of a class period to allow them to interchange and exchange ideas in order to be able to get to better engineering solutions. We also, as you've seen throughout this presentation, have touch screens and technology wired up so that we can provide the best possible technology-based experience for our students. We have connections within the classroom that allow for all students to be able to bring their laptops in and charge them comfortably while they're working through the class period. We actually encourage students to have their computers because a lot of the design-related elements require calculations where they might need computers present. And in addition, we have whiteboards, and we have all the different supplies built into the classroom that allow our students to actively prototype their design solutions. So as Alex was saying, and Kenyon mentioned when he was talking about the universal design, we have 3D printers. We also have a variety of tools. We have a mechanical engineering lab that allows for a variety of different tooling related experiences if you need that for your product. We also have an electrical and computer engineering facility where students can get access to materials that they might need in order to wire devices. I think a really exciting project that came out of this prototyping space was run in the sophomore engineering clinic course, and it involved creating a habitat for hermit crabs. And so students actually had to wire up temperature control systems. They had to wire up how they would actually clean out the substrate at the bottom of the tank without interfacing with any of the materials that were there. They had to architecturally design components that would be provided to the hermit crabs so that they could get their exercise and climb around the tank. But it was fascinating watching how the students would pull all these different materials that we have in terms of resources and facilities here in order to be able to use that. Kenyon, Alex, did you want to kind of share, maybe we'll start with you, Kenyon, anything about the facilities that have come across to you when it comes to the idea of being in the Rowan building? Like, what do you think, what you like about the classroom space and the opportunities you have for prototyping?
Yeah. So, like Dr. Bodner said, I've really enjoyed my time in these classrooms. This is actually the classroom I spent most of my freshman year in. And like she said, the tables are stationary, but the chairs you can move around. And I really like it because that encourages students to interact with not just your team, but go from team to team, bounce ideas off of each other. It's really nice because the space is set up to work together in a larger group. In addition to that, we have so many 3D printers in the next room over, and Rowan students have free access to those. So once we learn how to design things, then we're free to send them over there and prototype them on those. And yeah, and the whiteboards has always been nice for brainstorming and taking ideas from your head and actually putting them into a physical format. So I'll just move it on to Alex.
The Rowan classrooms are set up in such a modern fashion that spreading ideas and being able to work collaboratively with other students is super easy. I've never had a problem talking to other students for just problems in classrooms, and I think that's the way that engineering works the best, is being able to bounce ideas off of other engineers. The more people you have working on a project, usually the more correct and accurate and precise your answer gets. But which is also fantastic, other than just the classrooms and the amenities like 3D printing and like having any kind of drill access. We have a laser printer, a laser cutter, sorry, and it's the collaboration rooms that are littered throughout the hallways in the engineering building. There's always students in all of them, constantly collaboratively working on either homework for classes, massive projects, their own design projects. There's whiteboards, TVs, able for you to set up your laptops and connect to, and it's truly amazing just to always have a place to meet up with other students, other engineers, other majors, and work on a project in your own area. It's really, really cool. I'm glad they've added that with the new engineering building. I've never seen any of those rooms really ever empty, except for when they're turning over to new students. So obviously it's a huge hit here. And the classrooms are state of the art. I've never seen as much technology as I have in the engineering building in any other type of building, so that's really cool. Constantly always changing and innovating in this area, but yeah, that's how our classrooms are.
Hi, thank you so much, Alex and Kenyon. Let's talk a little bit about what happens outside the classroom. So one of the great things about Rowan is that we have a really state-of-the-art curriculum. We provide great opportunities for our students to be able to engage with faculty, have conversations about their coursework, talk about their career paths, but there's also a really unique and exciting component about Rowan, which we talked briefly about during the presentation, which was the idea of participating in student extracurricular organizations. But another aspect to that is the possibility that you can do research, or you can expand and work on projects that are of significance to you. So a lot of the faculty members at Rowan do have research grants from both the national government as well as private foundations, and through these opportunities they provide access to the students to be able to do research alongside of them during a semester or over the course of the summer. These experiences are really unique because they provide students the opportunity to be able to prepare for whatever future career path they might want to undertake. Of course, if they're interested in going into graduate school, having these undergraduate research experiences really makes a difference, because it can set you up to be able to speak about how did I learn about the research process, what was involved in it, how did I figure out what literature I needed in order to determine what gap I was trying to solve, what potential solution did I come up with, and how did I do the design effort in that in order to be able to move it forward. Another great product that comes from a lot of these undergraduate research experiences is the opportunity for our students to be able to present their work at local, national, sometimes international conferences, depending on what type of work they've done. They also have the opportunity to be able to engage in writing academic papers. So I've had numerous student groups who've written peer-reviewed conference papers that have been presented at a national level. I've also had several student groups work together and actually publish peer-reviewed journal publications. This is something that doesn't typically happen until a student is in graduate school and most other institutions. So to be able to speak to the fact that our Rowan undergraduates are given this experience, I think it really sets them apart. It allows them to have a successful track record if they're considering applying to grad school, but even if they're planning on going into industry, companies are really interested in the idea that engineers can communicate. And I think something that's really great and unique about Rowan is, although a lot of engineers are stereotyped as being poor communicators, we work really hard within the Rowan College of Engineering in order to better prepare our students, and we've gotten excellent feedback from industry saying that Rowan engineers are excellent communicators, and that's why they come back again and again to hire from our graduate pool, is because we have that capability. And one of that ways that is taught is not only through our curriculum, but through these undergraduate research experiences where they're expected to present to these academic audiences and also to be able to write these papers on that level. And I'm going to turn it over to Kenyon now, who's actually working as an undergraduate researcher for me this semester, so he can share experiences on that.
Yeah, so I just recently started working on an undergraduate research project. The project I'm working on right now is we're surveying students and analyzing how important the entrepreneurial mindset is to an engineer's work, whether that be an engineering student or how they think they'll be able to utilize this entrepreneurial mindset in their future, in their work and life. So far that has been, we've had very positive feedback on how important the entrepreneurial mindset is from both engineering entrepreneurship majors as well as other engineering majors who have had some experience with that entrepreneurial mindset. The fact that I was able to get into a research project by my sophomore year is something that's really awesome, and not all colleges have that opportunity available for underclassmen. I even knew an ECE major who is a friend of mine who was doing research his first semester freshman year. He got right into it, but it's really great to have this opportunity to do research with professors, and we can pick up real world experiences while still in college.
Hey, Alex, if you want to share some of your experiences with internships.
So what's really cool about Rowan University is we have a career fair every semester, and I've actually been able to obtain an internship every single summer that I've been going to Rowan University, which is great for future job aspects because they want to see that you have this experience. Through engineering program, I've been able to reach out to these employers, and we've been able to talk. I've gone over interviews, techniques, and resume formation through advisors and mentors in the program, and we've actually been able to sculpt my resume and the way that I take interviews into something that I'm relatively proud of now. It has allowed me to now work for 4 different companies in 4 years. I have a lot of experience, at least for the years that I've been going to school in my relative field, and it's been truly amazing that I've been able to have all these different kind of experiences. And I know a bunch of my friends and a lot of other students have the same exact experience where they're able to have these internships that they've gotten from these career fairs, that they've gotten from professors that they've been able to reach out to, and it's allowed them to now apply to jobs with a ton more confidence than a lot of other students graduating from other schools. And it's great to have that former experience and that knowledge in the field that you're going into, so then you can be more professional when you're going to your full job. So that's what I've learned about internships.
Okay, thank you, Alex and Kenyon. It's great to hear your personal experiences on that front. The last thing that we want to touch on today is Rowan's approach to diversity, equity, and inclusion. At Rowan, we really pride ourselves in providing an environment that is inclusive and that allows all students to have a voice. One of the ways that we've done this is we've actually gone out and gotten research grants in order to be able to redesign our curriculum to provide better pedagogy to all of our students that values everyone's experiences and their histories that they bring into the classroom. One of these grants was called the Revolutionizing Engineering Diversity Grant, and it was housed in the Civil and Environmental Engineering Department. But Dr. Farrell, who is actually the acting dean of the College of Engineering right now, is the lead PI on that research at the moment. And she basically is working to spread the efforts that started in civil and environmental engineering and bring them to all the different classes that we have at Rowan. So we provide opportunities for students to learn about different backgrounds and different experiences through film projects. So in some of our first year engineering clinic, we have students that are doing background research on different films that relate to environmental or social issues that have played into the design and development of different engineering solutions. We provide examples of backgrounds and histories of different individuals that have contributed to developing engineering to the way it is today. We also insert practices in our classrooms that allow for students to determine and understand the value that diversity brings to engineering design. So through this, we talk to students about their experiences and how to work effectively in a team and how to understand the contributions that each person brings to that particular environment. And I think this really helps create an environment where everyone feels that they have value that they can bring, everyone feels that they have a voice that they can share, and then in the end we create much more innovative solutions because we've looked at it from different perspectives and created something that works for the whole rather than just for a particular segment of the population. So I think that's a really great thing about Rowan and what helps us kind of stand apart from a lot of other institutions. So at this time, I think I'm going to wrap it up for this morning. I just want to thank all of you for taking the time to listen to our spiel about engineering entrepreneurship. I think it's a really new, unique, innovative program that provides a lot of opportunity for students who are considering this type of career path. These graduates are going to be innovators of the future. They're going to be able to walk into existing organizations and look at what's working and what's not and be able to provide innovative solutions. They're going to understand how to be a voice for the customer. They're going to understand how to interact between customers and engineers to provide comprehensive solutions for organizations. And as such, I think they're going to be leading the way in the next generation of engineering design. Thank you. I hope that I see you all at Rowan soon.